In a universe where life does not end at death, we explore the infinite possibilities forged by our very minds. Welcome to our Arthadian anthologies. Greetings, fellow travelers and storytellers. Welcome to a Reborn in Power series featuring two of Evemore's chosen. One of the Dusk, and one of the Dawn. And the most climactic clash the Core Realms has ever seen. Follow along as we dive into the conflict that curses the realm of Evemore and her children. William Soar. Ariel and Thadian have their arms around you. You hear Ariel say, "You were gone for 4 cycles. What do you do?"
I'm just gonna stare, kind of shocked with my eyes open. I'm like I'm gonna hold them tighter, and the invasion. What happened?
Thadian puts his hand on your shoulder. The Emperor died. Viranzok took his place. And Excantor was destroyed. The Throne Lord was also killed.
What about? And I'm just having all these thoughts rush in my head, the Titans.
Nothing ever came of them.
But the architect.
Architect? And Ariel looks up. Sage Aaron and Arcantos have apparently dove into Vicronix in order to find an individual, a Grand Sage, who knows the locations of each Sync-Sum within Synchronus. But they haven't gotten out yet.
I was speaking to it. That's where I was.
I don't know what... You see, she pauses. Thadian is still. Everyone in this chamber, you see the Archaean woman that helped you. She is frozen. And then you see the space all begins to wave around you as suddenly two figures step inside this chamber as you stand there. And you see they each have robes on, and on them dangling is some kind of sand vial, like to tell time.
Oh, hourglass?
An hourglass, yes. And they seem to be going back and forth. And then you see another one steps through, and it's almost like this white space that steps through the door as you see a figure with long white hair, glowing white eyes. His robe is completely white, and you've seen them once before. This is the supreme guardian of time, Votan. And he walks up. What do you do?
What happens?
You were shunted through time against your will, William Soar.
Can you take me back?
That is why we are here. Your memory of this will be erased, as well as what would have happened. You would have no recollection of whatever did this to you. If you were to go back, it will also cause a fork in the road.
And what do you mean by that?
An alternate reality will be formed. One where you are here, and one where you aren't here.
And can you see what happens if I stay or go? Whatever stops this thing. It's what we both need.
If you return back, there will become a chance to stop this. If you do not, there are other ways, but they're less likely.
I feel like this can't be done without Emperor Zahn or the Throne Lord.
If you are there, perhaps you can actually save them. But if you do so, this timeline will still exist.
Can this one ever go back to the other like you're about to do to me?
No. I can save you. I can save one time. But that is it.
And if I stayed in this time, there would be no alternate one.
Yes.
Both of these timelines would matter. But I wouldn't know what to choose.
If you choose...
These are still... And I can still see, like, Ariel and Thade, right?
Yes, they are there, holding on to you.
Like, this is still my family.
And they are your family inside the other as well. they will still have a William Soar. The question is, for how long? I will give you some time to think. Call me when you are ready.
Tell me. Wait.
Turns around.
You know what we're up against. What can you do? All the regal entities are being weakened. Evemore. Magenium. Whatever's going on with Synchronus.
The time has not come yet. But I will have Aris prepare. I cannot interfere. My influence will only cause greater issues.
So you can bring me back because that's how it was originally supposed to be. Before the shift.
Yes. But this architect, as you have seen, they're the one that caused this alternate timeline to begin with.
Which I will have no memory of if I do return.
Indeed.
What would the architect know?
Yes. But they would not see that you did return. They would not see the timeline returned back. They would only see this one. Which gives you an opportunity to return to this one at a later time.
But wouldn't it just find me again?
It sees through time, operates through it, but it is not me.
What is it?
A being from Synchronus. You see it begins to step away. Let me know when you're ready. And you see him disappear. The figures stand there and you see them shift out. And then and Ariel looks at you and is like, we don't know exactly what happened. This architect, we're not allowed to talk about it.
It was we.
The Rune Forgers, Core Command, the Senate. And the reason why we're not allowed to talk about it is because well, it's because they have ties to it.
You're telling me they allied themselves with it?
Someone, multiple figures throughout. We've only been scratching the surface, but this is intertwined into a deep, elaborate web. And it goes beyond the Foundation region, beyond the command colonies, the pillars. We don't even know the scope.
What about everyone else? Our other allies? Are they okay? Or Kellis?
You see Thadian kind of pats your back. He's like, Kellis is fine. Father, I think things are... They resemble a point where we are heading towards peace. As of right now. That's the projections of sages of the Archivist. A time of peace. Vir Enzok is wanting to expand the Plasmatic Knights out into the command colonies to assist. There is corruption, but right now it seems like they're hiding. Like they're waiting, biding their time. Ariel's like, nonsense, let's take you home.
I'm gonna just be like wide-eyed and just like still processing everything, but I'm still gonna like be conscious enough to like walk with them. Mm-hmm. But it's just like you can tell I'm really distracted right now. And I'm just gonna like keep walking. And at the same time, I'm just gonna keep evaluating like what do I do? Do I tell them about the alternate timeline I can make? And then do I go back or do I choose to stay? Or like I'm gonna keep playing that in my head as I'm like continuing to walk.
Okay. Ariel pulls out a rune, a cosmic rune, and then creates a rift going through it as you guys return back home. You see the Rytanium. To them, it's been 4 cycles since you've been home. To you, it's only been probably like a day.
Yeah, sounds about right.
You walk inside and you hear, Master, welcome home.
It's good to hear from you, Helmet.
You haven't been gone for very long.
I didn't think I was.
You guys enter. Go and sit down. Ariel makes you some food. Then you hear...
I figured, yep. I knew that was
crying.
coming. I didn't know how to bring up the daughter situation yet, so I was just
you hear crying from a room upstairs.
like I'm gonna like stand up and like I'm gonna like start walking over there.
Okay, you stand up and start walking up, and then Thadian's like, Dad?
Yeah.
Are you sure you want to go up there right now?
You're right.
And
you're right.
You do see a door open up from upstairs, and the door opens up, and you hear, "Mommy!" And you see Ariel's like, "Yeah, sweetheart." And then she comes up, and you see she has this bright brunette hair. She's probably like around like 4. Yeah, she's 4 years old. 4 cycles old, so
Yeah.
she's kind of young.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I slammed my hand into the closet. And Ariel's like, "Oh, sweetheart, it's okay." And she grabs her hand. You see a little bit of energy goes and heals it. She's like, "You're gonna be okay. Don't worry." And she looks down and is like, "Hey, I have a surprise for you." She's like, "Yeah? Remember all the stories I tell you every night?" Yeah, about Daddy? Yeah. Here, come on. I told you that he'd return one day, remember? Yeah. And you see her kind of like penguin walking down the steps, taking her time to step. You notice there's something wrong with her. It looks like there's like a limp to her. And as she's limping, she gets down, she looks up. And she's like, Ariel looks down and is like, "All right." "Aura?" She looks up. "This is the infamous, amazing William Soar."
I'm gonna get on my knees to get close, like eye level with her.
She's like, and she's holding on to Ariel's leg. And she's like, she puts her hand out. She goes to put her finger out, almost like she wants to touch you.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna like slowly put my finger out as well to like match with her.
And as you match with her, you feel this connection with her. She's like, and she goes and hugs you. And
I'm just gonna like hold her like, gently, but like also tight at the same time. I'm home, Aura. I'm home.
Ariel is looking down.
Is it true that you fought off all those monsters?
I fought many monsters.
Lightning rod.
I was definitely lightning rod for sure.
As she holds you tight, Ariel goes into the kitchen and then brings out your food. And it doesn't seem like Aura's is going to let go of you.
I figured she wouldn't. I'm probably gonna just still like hold on to her in the meantime and like walk over to the couch and like sit down.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm assuming Fade's still sitting there too.
Yeah.
And whatnot, but I'm gonna like hold on to her and then just sit by her.
And she's kind of like sitting on your lap. And Thaddeus is like, "Hey, Aura, I got you something." And you see he pulls out a little lollipop. And she's like,
Thank you, Daddy.
and then you see she grabs the lollipop and then she begins to suck on it. And he's like, "Hey, Dad, I just wanted to let you know that your classes, I've been teaching them stuff for you."
Glad to hear. You know, ironically, considering that it only felt like I was gone for a day, this is the second time I've had to leave my class for an extended period.
You always know how to make fun of the situations that are dire.
You have to find some humor in your life, right?
And Ariel comes over. It's like, so, it feels weird. You've been gone for so long that I want to ask you questions about what you've been doing. But then, how long have you actually been gone?
It only felt like a day.
So you probably have more questions for us than we do of you.
Most likely, yes. The Archmages. And I'm gonna, like, look towards, like, Ariel and to, like, Thade and just kind of go back and forth, like, what's going on with them?
The Archmage Arcasia has been rather helpful to us. She's been making sure that our little girl here has been keeping up with her studies, but and I was just kind of sucking on the lollipop. It was like, when she was born, you see Ariel's eyes are like watered. There was a complication at birth. They think that she's not gonna last. They think that she might, her heart might stop when she reaches around 10. I think it's my fault. And Thaden is like, Mom, don't say that. I'm sorry.
None of this is any of your faults. We're gonna love her no matter how long she's here for.
Do you have any questions?
Yes, Hyteren and his execution. What happened with that?
Thaden looks over at you. He was executed.
Did he have any last words?
May you all shatter in the light.
I'm sorry, I'm such at a loss for words. I'm gonna like sit back, like everything that we're like, I'm realizing like, hey, all this stuff that we're fighting for to stop happening, like a lot of it has already happened now. And like, there's nothing I can really do for this, but at the same time, I'm thinking, but if I go back, I can change this. But now I'm saying, but my daughter. I mean, like, I'm having all these conflicting moments that they can tell there's this pause in my voice when I'm like analyzing things a little too much.
And Thaden's like, Father, do you want to see Arcantos?
He's back?
He's not back. He's technically at Synchronus. I've visited him a few times along with his allies. But yeah. Do you want to go see his allies and all that? Or he was like, yeah, you two go ahead. And she's like,
Wait.
Yes, Aura?
You're leaving?
Just to talk to some people. I'll be back.
Don't worry. I'll keep watch of him. He's not gonna go through any kind of portal or anything like that.
Okay, Thady. You promise?
And he's like, I promise. And he stands up. All right, let's go.
Okay. And I'm gonna head out.
You head out with Thadian. You see him pull out a rune, and then you see he takes out a rune, and it looks like this white kind of coated rune you've never seen before. And he pulls it out, and you see he's like, all right, Dad, grab onto my shoulder.
Will do. And you're gonna tell me about
and you
that.
see he uses it, and it you think you just went through the conduit. And as it stops, and he puts it down, and he puts it on his strap, and you see it. He looks at you. I've been promoted to Master Forger.
Congratulations. I'm gonna give him like a pat on the shoulder and a hug as well.
Thanks.
Very proud of you.
Yeah, you'd be surprised about how I did it.
Okay, well, tell me. What'd you do?
And you see you're inside this, you're like on this outskirt area where it almost looks like you're on a balcony looking over the entire stone pillar of Vicronix. You just instantly appeared. And you see a figure, a strong-looking gentleman who you've met before. It is the Kron Vander, who was one of the allies that came in with Arcantos before he left.
Oh, one of those squad mates.
Yes.
It is. Yeah.
And you see he's outside on a workbench, and he's like, and then he looks over. Oh. Welcome, Soars. And Thayden like, hello, is Arcantos still inside? I wanted to bring his professor here to see how he's doing. Like, well, I mean, he's unconscious, but sure. Yeah.
Did he get himself in another sticky situation?
It's going to be sticking for a while. Yeah.
Classic Arcantos.
Well, I mean, you can go inside and check it out for yourself. Sigmund's inside. And Dana's like, yeah, he's been in there for 4 cycles now, too. So, and he walks inside. You see the doors slide open. You see no furniture except for one chair that Sigmund is sitting in, next to a computer that he's typing at, and a table that holds two. Well, there's 2 tables, and they're inside. They're these almost like test tubes of a sort. and there's a bunch of like cords wrapping into them. And he's like, Thadian, come on. And Thadian's like, hey, Sigmund. And he walks up, like, you met my father a long time ago, right? And he's like, oh yes, it's been a while.
It has Sigmund, right?
Yes. You can't tell if this is a female or male. And they kind of stand up like, did you came to? I'm assuming look at Arcantos and find out how he's doing.
Yes. And maybe have a look.
I mean, yeah, you can't have a look inside, but yeah, I'll kind of like give you a rundown of what's been going on if you like.
Considering that I've been gone for 4 cycles, I'll definitely need it.
Yes. And you see Sigmund like leans over to Thadian and whispers something. Would you like to roll a perception check?
Oh, without a doubt. See, it's a moment like these, and I just want eavesdropping just for the hell of it. Oh, I'm a little rusty. 4 cycles will do that to a prime. Sorry, 1 sec.
Perception.
21. I rolled pretty low.
21. You still are able to hear it.
Oh, yeah, that's what's up.
You hear a little bit of what sounds like... Wasn't he missing? Yeah, he actually just appeared recently. I wanted to show... I mean, it's a long story. Can I ask him? It's kind of difficult. I mean, if he gets comfortable, maybe.
I'm going to pretend I didn't hear it, but...
You look over and you see the body of Arcantos inside a tube with what looks like a bunch of cords wrapping into him. And they're charging him up. And you hear Sigmund, it's like, he's on life support. They've gone through, as of right now, they're in their second node. Node being a specific reality within the mainframe of Vicronix. There are thousands of different realities that are made, that are ever changing and ever present. They also kind of, some of them are attached to Synchronous through different conscious levels, but they are able to travel through each node. And right now, it's going all right. I've only gotten to talk to them once, but yeah, you can go ahead and like as if they are. He is in a what's it called when.
Trance?
When you knock your head really hard.
Concussion?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Coma.
Yes. He's in a coma. He's in a coma-like state. So, sorry, I'm not a doctor. I don't know all the phrases.
No worries. So you think he can hear me, but just can't communicate?
Probably can't hear you.
Okay, it's that bad of a concussion then. Gotcha.
If he were able to hear you, it would come in to him like he's just hearing static.
That's fair.
Time for him is moving at a really slow pace. For him, he's probably just been in there for about 5 hours.
I know the feeling.
What do you do?
I'm gonna sit by him. Just kind of.
You also see inside the other tube next to him is the sage Aaron. And he's breathing. Arcantos is also breathing. Yeah, what do you do?
And I'm gonna sit by Arcantos. I'm just gonna just look at him, just kind of reflect on him being like a student of mine, how he got entangled into like all this random stuff, and now how he kind of actively chooses to dive in. But I'm gonna have like this worrying expression on me, mostly because I know he's going into like Synchronous. He's like going into this like mainframe thing, but I know that this architect originates from Synchronous. It's a being Synchronous, so I have a lot more reason to be worried as well. But I just don't know how to get that message across. So I'm just kind of be like more blankly like staring for a bit. But kind of have like a semi-smile on my face, kind of like reflecting on like, oh hey, I was a teacher.
Yeah.
But
Dayton's like, you know, Dad, when Arcantos used to come by the estate, a part of me saw him as kind of like another brother. You and him went on missions together. And I remember the talk that we had before you. Sorry. And Sigmund's like, do you want me to give you guys some space? Sorry, Sigmund. No, not at all. I spend too much time here anyways. And they probably won't be out of there for another 5 months, so.
We'll go get you when we're done. Thank you.
And he walks off. Dayton comes up and is like, Arcantos chose this life. He willingly decided that he wanted to know about all this. And you felt you had the guilt of not wanting to bring me into it.
And tell me, now that you're 4 cycles into it,
I wouldn't have it any other way. The power that we hold, Sorry, Amanda started calling me.
Oh, that's what that was. I was like, wait, hold up. I've never actually heard like an interruption like that before. I'm like, wait.
Yeah, my Bluetooth was on. Sorry.
Oh, gotcha.
But he looks at you like, I really wouldn't have it any other way. The power that we hold as the Sor lineage, and with Mother's rune forging capabilities, and my newfound forging capabilities, there needs to be people like us that will fight those who are corrupt, who will seek out those who are corrupt all the time. Because if there's not, then the core is surely to fall into disarray.
Well, you need to make sure you do one thing that's different. And I could put my hand on his shoulder. Don't become a slave to the mission like I was. It consumes so many of my everyday waking thoughts. When I was able to return home, spend that time with you and your mother, that's when I was truly happy again. When I got to go back to my classes and teach, become a professor. Not being in all these politics. That's when I was happy. We do have our duties and responsibilities. But we need to find that healthy balance. Even when the world is crumbling around us.
Yeah. And he looks over at Arcantos.
Do you know of any progress on his trip in? Do we know anything?
The hardest part is the fact that this thing will take time. Sigmund says that it could be another 20 cycles until he's out. Sigmund's able to communicate with him when he reaches each node, but he's only able to communicate one person at a time.
Do you have any idea how close he is to the next node?
Honestly, he just got into the second node recently, so we shall see.
I need to send him a warning.
He's had many warnings already. I mean, learning about these two, and him looks over at Sageron. They're good people. Good crown. And they have Arcantus' back.
I can tell. They're keeping him safe. I can appreciate that.
Yeah. And then suddenly, you get a on your codex. The only contacts that you have is Ariel and Thadian currently. Because your codex is wiped.
Of course.
But
new codex, who dis?
And you look at your codex, it is Ariel.
Well, of course I'm going to answer it.
Okay, you answer it. And then you hear, William?
Yeah, what is it?
I need you to come to my quarters at the office. The Runic Seminary. And the harbor. And Thadian looks over at you. It's like, there's someone here for you. And you
right?
feel something in your gut, like fear, coming over Ariel. And she's like, come as soon as possible, please.
Of course. I'll be there momentarily.
Mm-hmm. And as she says that, it suddenly you hear, also, Evemore guide you. And then it turns off.
And I'm assuming Thade heard that entire conversation.
Thade overheard a little bit of it, yeah. And he's like, oh, what was that?
I think your mom's in danger. Evemore. What happened with Evemore? I'm going to try to meditate real quick. I'm going to see if I can get in contact with Evemore.
All right.
I want to know what happened now, because actually before that, I'm actually going to ask Thade first.
Okay. And also, he's like,
Thade.
I mean, nothing much.
The Dusk never came?
No.
I'm going to give me a moment. Guard me. I'm going to meditate. I want to see if I can get in contact, figure out what's going on here.
Okay, go ahead and roll a religion check, please.
Oh yeah, I gotta get my +5. Yeah. I'm really rusty. Got another 3 on that, but give me a second. Let me add that up. $26.
Suddenly, you close your eyes. It's difficult. It's difficult because you are technically in Synchronous right now. So, trying to reach out into Evemore. But, you do get a strange memory that appears in your mind. And that memory shows Evemore standing there. And she lends her hand out to someone kneeling before her. A large figure. And then you hear in your head, "You've reappeared. If you follow this path, you will." And then suddenly, you break out of this. And you see Thadian is standing up. And he's paused. And then you see appearing the hooded figures. And then a white space.
What is it this time?
I have given you time. What say you?
If I were to leave right now, would my family still remember that I was here?
You would be here. Like I said, one of you will stay, but you will return back.
Both realities deserve a father in their lives. If I do go back, they both may still have one, but I don't want the one that we have here to be doomed. You said Aris will be ready.
Yes.
To take down this architect? What about the Dusk? The other weakened entities?
That is why I will ready them. That is why Aris and the Guardians will become ready to subdue all of the other conflicts that arise. But if you stayed on this course, you may see that your path will end sooner than you think.
Ariel's in danger, isn't she?
I cannot tell you that. If I tell you that, it will only make you want to stay. Of course, the choice is yours.
You can't see or tell me what will happen if I do either.
Once you make the decision, then I will be able to see. Do you need more time?
How much more time do I get?
On your present course, as I assume what you will do. You will have 20 minutes until I reappear.
Let me talk to my son,
You
and
can
then
tell
you'll
them,
have my answer.
of course. You see him begin to walk away. 20 minutes, William Sore. Then you see you wake up, your eyes open up. Thadian is looking around, is like, and he looks over at you, he's like, oh, what did she say? What did Evemore say?
Fade. I hate having to continue to burden you.
Nonsense, stop it. Just tell me what is going on. I can help.
Votan. Sorry, okay.
Votan, yeah.
Votan. Okay, got it. I just want to make sure I got that right. Okay, cool. Votan, he contacted me when I first got back, and he contacted me just a moment ago.
Okay. What for?
Because he can take me back before I was gone. And with that, I could potentially prevent the deaths of Emperor Zahn and the Throne Lord. And this being, it wouldn't know that I would have returned. And we could have the advantage.
Okay. And what about Mom? What's going on with her?
I wasn't able to figure it out.
So is she in danger? She said.
She sounds like she is.
So then, what do you want to do? Do you want to go back? If you go back, should I go save her right now?
No, but here's the thing. If I do go back, this reality that's happening will still occur, but there will be another me that behaves exactly as I do.
So it's just going to be you.
I will be in both of those realities. This reality will continue.
So will you remember all of this?
If I go back, I myself won't. I am unaware if the one that continues here will remember.
All right. Well then, if I remember and you remember, or if one of us remembers, we could tell each other what's going on. If we don't remember, then...
These realities shouldn't ever intertwine, but with you having this information that I'm presenting to you now, you will have a better chance at winning.
All right.
But after seeing you and Aura and everyone else, I don't want to leave. I don't want to abandon.
You're not. You're not going to. I love you.
I love you too, son. And I'll give him like a big hug.
The two of you hug, and he's like, we should go and see Mother.
Yes. I'll be able to do this for a time.
And he pulls out a rune. Where does she say that she is?
Memorize.
Her
Oh, it was like her chambers in
the runic seminary.
Yeah, there we go, yeah.
And he's like, all right. And you see he pulls out a rune, a cosmic rune, and he makes a rift. And the two of you go through inside as the chambers are dark, as suddenly the light at her desk appears, and she is standing there, and you see her arms are down, and she's like stiff, completely stiff, and she looks over, and you see her eyes are tearing up, and Thadian walks up with you, and you hear, the infamous William Soar, stepping out from the darkness at the side. A large, blackened Redicon stands there. You see he has scars across his face, as well as these markings, silver and white, going up. His eyes are this piercing purple. And you see he's kind of hunching a little bit. Greetings. My name is Grand Arbiter Nearest. And he bows to you. I wanted to get your attention, and I'm glad I got it. He looks over, he's like, you. Why did you bring your son here?
Because this is a family matter.
You have my mother right there. Oh, yes. As a show of my good graces. And he kind of puts his hands together and bows. He snaps. And Ariel. And you see her get control of herself. She grabs a rune, and it turns into a blade as it goes to strike right at her. And then you see she tries to hit him, but something's holding her back, and she's like, Nearest is like, no. You can't do that. You can't do that. And she's like, what the hell's going on? Who are you? I just said I am Grand Arbiter Nearest. Now, please, go to your husband. And you see he moves his hand back, and you see her get thrown back towards you. Go ahead and roll me a athletics check.
Son of a... Okay. Of course you had to get my lowest stat, especially me in my older age.
Me in my older age.
But I rolled better on that one.
Okay.
That's a straight 20.
20?
Yeah, well, I rolled a 10, but like,
okay.
yeah.
You do, as she hits you, it's a a huge strain on your body. You take, well, it's not a huge strain. 8 points of stamina damage. But yeah,
Slightly winded.
Yeah, it hits you. She hits you. She's like, what's going on? What's going on with me?
What did you do to her?
I made sure that she wouldn't attack me after I got your attention.
Okay, well, you have it.
Alright. William Soar, chosen of Evemore. You are being targeted. And I would like to assist you in a certain way. To give you some information, if you would allow me to.
And why would I believe you're, for even a moment, that you're here to assist me?
Because I have a score to settle. And I will do whatever I can to settle it. Even if it means going against Evemore's will.
The Dusk.
Yes, of course you know about it. You are a chosen, after all. And you see him stepping around. It's like, I know that perhaps if why would I come here if I thought that you were just going to come and kill me, you know? But then I thought, you're a part of the Dawn. You probably wouldn't just strike me down cold-blooded. And then you wouldn't get the information that I have. So, our deal is, I give you the information, and you do something about the information, whatever you choose to do, but deal with the problem that I also have. I will help you out where I can, but allow me to return back to where I once was. I will not do anything to harm you or your allies.
And how do I know that you'll keep your word?
No, you don't. But once you hear the information I have, you'll probably start to earn... I'll probably start to earn your trust a little bit.
And how do I know that the intel is accurate?
Well, I believe there was a period of time that you actually encountered this in some way. You may recall it. Quite some time ago, but... you yourselves have seen it. I can guarantee you that much.
Care to elaborate? Present the info.
Oh, do we have a deal, though?
I don't know what the information is. You know, I am of the Dawn, so I am a man of my word.
Alright. Very well. There is a figure that my people refer to as the Archon. He is a chosen of Evemore, but from the Dusk. He is also, and he looks over towards the two of them, a rune forger. You stand in his way. He does not like that. He's been planning to take you out. And he lives within the Evemore Duskian worlds. You've been to one of them, one of the colonies. Do you remember? Long ago. I believe you were with a Zeratul.
My eyes just like light up and almost like some anger just like hit me.
Ariel, it's like, what's going on?
Where is he?
He is safe. He is a part of the effort of the Redicon Republic.
The Redicon Republic?
Yes, Cyron's goal is to unite all Redicon.
And Cyron is...
The Archon.
So your master.
Yes. There was a point where I was trying to do something for him. Something that I thought would have been seen as a great effort to further our republic. But he consumed me. Thankfully, there are those who still harbor resentment towards him. And he kind of shot himself in the foot a little bit.
So you're saying there's a rebellious group within the Redicon Republic?
A rebellious group, I wouldn't say. More like an alliance of a sort that doesn't have the backing of very many. Therefore, it's easier to work around it. Not many eyes on us.
Tell me.
Well, I mean, there are a lot of eyes on us, actually. But
so
we're
how do
pretty
you
good at
know?
keeping a low profile.
So how do you know you won't get caught speaking with me now? And how do I know, since you claim to have been consumed, that he's just not controlling your actions right now?
That's true. Aerial Soar. Yes? Do you recall your time as a rune forger before the core reset? She doesn't say anything. I suspect you do. After all, I'm sure the rune forgers know what happened. How can you keep everyone under control if you didn't? What is this about? There was a rune forger that went to, well, let's say, they were on a similar mission as to what others were on, to find the Redicon chosen one because he had some kind of power to destroy whatever threat was about to return. This rune forger was caught up inside a situation that actually aided the Archon. The rune forger's name is Zermo. Ariel. I don't know Zermo. Unfortunate. He wasn't very notable here. But Zermo received a thing that we Castine call the Zakite. When that occurred, he began to try to find ways that he could thwart the Archon's plans. And therefore he found me. He knew about me. He remembers even the time that my Archon consumed me. He was there. rather unwillingly, but he still fights for the dawn. And I fight for myself. If you would like to meet him, I can definitely arrange a meeting with him, but it'll be quite difficult, and it could potentially garner the attention of some higher ups within my republic, even the Archon himself. So I do not recommend it.
So what do you expect me to do with all this?
I expect you to go to begin preparing yourself to face Siron and kill him when the time comes. Then allow me to take control over the Redicon Republic and the Dawn and the Dusk. Should live in harmony. Stop the massive bloodshed between the two. Don't have a treaty where we don't pass through each other's spaces.
So a non-aggression pact.
Yes. I can guarantee you that once the Archon comes here and he sees how weak the Redicon here are, and if they do not bow down to him, he will find ways to make them submit. I want to better my people. My people. I don't care about what your Moriot kind does. And I will find a way to make sure that people are loyal to me. The Castine. That is.
And how do you plan on doing that?
I have my ways.
But I can't verify any of this.
Do you not remember that when Zeratul was taken?
Yes. I remember a few Redicon with your same skin tone.
Yes. They are Archon's men. My men are more obedient. Will be more obedient. They will follow my word.
And how can he be so sure of that?
He pulls out a codex and then places it down. For you. All my studies are inside there, as well as coordinates. But he pauses. And then you see two figures appear. And then a white steps through. Are you ready yet?
I am. I have told my son everything he needs to know.
And he looks down and is like,
If I go back, will he still remember what I've told him? And will the other me here know of any of it?
unfortunately not.
To both questions?
Yes. If you go back, though, you will have had those 4 cycles returned to you. 4 cycles to plan, to be there for your daughter. And Miss William will be here and face whatever is to come.
Then take me back.
Very well. You see, he steps aside, motions towards the white space that's opened up. Walk through.
I'm gonna start walking, and can I roll like a perception analyze check on Votan?
Sure.
Because
And analyze, go ahead.
yeah, analyze it, something like that. I mean, I'm not sure if I can read like a god, but we'll see. Yeah, that's a nat 1. That's not. I can't. No.
What do? You walk through?
Okay, question.
Mm-hmm.
Does this seem to look like the same portal that I saw when the architect formed it?
The architect made a door. This is kind of like a rift, like a break in.
Okay. And I do see like these like hourglass medallions
yes.
as like natural symbols that I would have known existed for this.
Yes, and then you, as you approach it, you do see the desert on the other side. The same desert that you were at before you encountered the architect.
I'm gonna look at Votan. I'll leave this future to my son, and I'll help forge the one in there.
And he smiles. He's like, of course, William. And I will be watching. You walk through.
Yes, I do.
As you walk through, you're looking out into the dunes and you hear Arcasia's voice. William, what is it? You don't see anything, but you felt like you saw something, but it's gone.
Can I roll a perception check? I just want to see if I can like focus on that. Yeah. Nah. There we go. $25.
Nothing.
Oh, it's not. I thought I saw something at the corner of my eye. Let's keep going.
Okay. You guys go up to the pillar transport to return back to Anesso, and then going to meet with the Quexian theocracy. And that's where we'll end the session. What do you think?
There was okay. I'm glad we got to have one of those sessions where I can like really make the choice to like drastically change how all this would play out. I just wanted to make sure that whatever I did, I would do what William Soar would have done. Mm-hmm. And my big character struggle here with this is, as like after the reset, I was away from my family for a long time to become an elite plasmatic knight. I get back there and all my happiness was like when I didn't have to worry about doing all these things. Mm-hmm. Didn't want to put my son into it. But, I was able to have that talk. And then, of course, I disappear and then I see the future and, I go into that.
Yeah.
So me being able to have that conversation with Thade, like, even though he's not going to remember it, at least I know that in spirit, that's how he would have felt. Like, that's that. So regardless if I came back or not, like, the love would still be there and he still would have wanted to do this, just like how Arcantos chose to do what he did there.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but if I did not get to have that conversation with Thade, I would have stayed. I just need to make sure that the reason why I was leaving was so I can get get better futures.
Yeah. And
still have the one that I just left a fighting chance.
Yeah.
Which that this Anir is, shady little shit, but gonna try my hardest not to metagame now.
I know.
No, to be honest, I actually kind of had a feeling you're going this way with him because, like, I knew I couldn't fully corrupt him as, like, Siron. So, like, I wouldn't be surprised if it wore off at a certain point or anything like that.
Zermo
did something. See, then it makes perfect sense that I killed him.
Yeah. See how everything ties together?
Plays. It makes making plays. I like it. Okay. Yeah, so I'm glad that, like, William Soar chose to do this and that he did it for the right reasons. I just needed to make sure that it was for the right ones. And unless I had that conversation with Thade, I wouldn't have known.
Yeah.
So since I did, I chose to go back.
Even though you were out of his life, he still wants to pursue this.
Yes, and I can tell because I've already been they presumed I was dead for 4 years, and they still were continuing.
Mm-hmm. That was good.
Yeah, I think it did well. Wait, is it 18 CP?
Yes.
Okay. Do I get a talent point?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Awesome.
You'll get a talent point. Yes.
Okay, awesome. Okay, got that taken care of. But yeah, no, I definitely liked having a session like that. It was good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it very much so. But now we have to move on to the next thing. But that'll be for our next session. Thank you, everyone, for listening to Dusk versus Dawn. And if death comes to you,
may you be
reborn in power. End credits. I thank you for listening to Dusk versus Dawn. With each entry, we explore deeper aspects of the turmoil within the core realms. I hope you are listening carefully as we get closer to the climax of Evemore's will. Also, if you want to be reborn yourself, you can subscribe as a Chosen to access Chosen creation and exclusive Codex entries. Until next time, travelers, be safe, stay safe, and if death comes to you, may you be reborn in power.